To be talking about a CRM system or a customer relationship management software. What is that? Well, that's activity-based sales software. So, as I like to call it, it's the quarterback on your team. It is not the only player. It's a database that has automated functions. It's got your daily planner. It's where your sales reps go first thing in the morning. They log in, they see that their daily activity, they see any emails that have come in overnight, they see any new leads that have come in. They see the entire sales process in a graphic view from left to right. They're able to fire text messages, to fire emails, to manage their calendar. It all happens in one central place. So you, the owner or the manager of the business, you have a full view of the sales process and where every one of your sales reps are at with each potential sale. So again, the quarterback on the team. Today we're going to be talking about Pipedrive and HighLevel, two of my favorites, but also discussing how they interact with everything on the outside, the other players on the team, the landing page lead generation forms, the text messaging platforms, or data enrichment companies. So why do I need a CRM? Most clients come to me, they're in a spreadsheet way of life in their business. They hand me sometimes a complete mess, but they've got a spreadsheet that they've got maybe active clients, maybe new leads, maybe it's a list of people they purchased, maybe it's a list from a trade show they attended. However your leads are, that's the way most people come to me. Let's talk about the negatives to that. So a row could get deleted. So one of your leads could just vanish. A column could vanish. Like I've seen where clients have an entire column, like the last name just disappears from their database. Leads fall through the cracks. What's the next step in closing? So we have no view of what the next activity is. How do I get John Doe to be a sale? How do I close them? How do I know where my sales reps are at? Is anybody working the lead at all? So a CRM system will line out your deals in kind of a left to right format. We're Western culture, that's what we're used to. So instead of a row, now our deals are a tile. So I've started to create a demo pipeline I've built in Pipedrive here where I've got when a new lead drops in from a website. Then we nurture the client with a series of emails, maybe a 10 email drip campaign with a call to action. We're trying to schedule that client a follow-up. Finally, we're trying to send a contract, and then we're trying to get paid. So a very simple graphic process as a new lead moves from left to right in a tile based. Much different than the rows, but with the same general concept. And the beauty is we don't lose our leads like we do with the others with the using a spreadsheet way of life. I never like to talk negative, but clients do ask me, what CRMs do I not like? So let's get it out of the way. I don't like HubSpot and I don't like Salesforce. It wouldn't be prudent to do a training video in the CRM space and not talk about the number one and the number three. So the number one in the space is Salesforce. They're made for giant companies. They're made for AT&T. They're made for people that are companies that are going to have 100+ users. They're very expensive. They, most importantly, here's the real thing, the real catch on the Salesforce. You need to have an in-house guy. You need to have a CRM person like myself pretty much on 24/7 notice, because anytime you want to make any changes, you can't just do things easily. You can't take for instance, if you had a drop down list of current products that you offer and that you have in your CRM, and you're going to add one more product to that list. Well, it's not that easy with Salesforce. You actually have to call the CRM guy and say, hey, add this. It's a code level change. I don't want to get too super geek on you. The summary is it's expensive, and it's expensive. Next up is HubSpot. I believe they're the number 3 in the space as of when I filmed this video in the fall of 2025. But one of the main things I don't like about HubSpot is they tried to do everything. So we're going to talk in a little bit about HighLevel, where they also try to do everything. What I don't like about, we talked about how the CRM's the quarterback on the team, right? It's not the only player. Well, HubSpot really tried to be all the players. It tried to be the wide receiver. It tried to be the kicker. It even tried to be the defense. The problem is when they focus on that, they don't get everything right. So where HighLevel focuses, and we're going to talk about it on a marketing base to build out a new brand, HubSpot really tried to attack the standard, the businesses that were established, and I just don't think that they ran their flow runs correctly. The way their design of their of their graphic user interface is a little bit difficult. One of the more challenging things is the cost. So HubSpot's model is that they have a very low introductory price for the first year. Sometimes I believe it's even free if you're a nonprofit. I think it might be free for the first year. The problem is the meter really turns on in that second year. The pricing jumps up. They know that they've kind of ingrained themselves into your day-to-day of your business. Again, like I said, I don't want to talk too negatively. They have some positives in their own light, and I'm sure I could highlight that. Moving on. So let's first talk about HighLevel. So HighLevel has a couple of different things that are totally different than Pipedrive, and that's why I kind of push and market both of these different CRMs. HighLevel is really meant for two different types of a client. One, you're a startup. You're a small team. You got 3, 4, 5 users. Everybody wears every hat, right? We've been there before. I've ran quite a few businesses. I've set up 750 different CRMs of every different type. I know what I'm doing with this. So we've been there before. When you wear every single hat, HighLevel's good at that. It's good at helping you to manage the website, the blog, the chatbot, the forms, all of that. It's really MQL, right? It's marketing qualified lead level. And that's its real strong point. So that's the first thing that it's good for, is startups. The second thing it's good for is that it's great if you want to white label it. So say, for instance, you're in construction and you want to build a CRM specifically for your construction industry. You know how to do this. You're really good at CRMs, and you want to white label it. I believe HighLevel is one of the only CRMs that'll let you do that. What's that mean? Well, you could make a brand, you could make a logo, you could completely package the HighLevel product separate from the HighLevel logos, make your own logos, and you could make your own construction-based or, whatever company that you are. So, HighLevel, all-in-one platform, powerful automations and workflows. Really, at this point, all of the CRMs do. The automations with Make.com or with the most common one, Zapier, in 2025, they're phenomenal. So we can really connect everything. Like I said, the white label capabilities, I don't think that that's common in many CRMs that I've ran into in almost 10 years of doing this. Multi-channel communications built in, that's just a nerdy way of saying they've really connected a lot of different things. Like I said, the website, the blog, the forms, payment services, so credit card transactions. These are things that Pipedrive doesn't have. Pipedrive focused on sales and sales and sales. HighLevel brings it all together. So we're going to talk about Pipedrive now. Pipedrive, ease of use. I've set up, like I said, probably over 500 Pipedrive specific systems. But this strong pipeline and deal management, strong automations, very strong integrations, because when you're popular, everyone wants to create integrations for you. So Pipedrive, I believe, is number 2 in the CRM space, and a lot of people have created integrations for them. So where you've got Salesforce is number 1, they're made for large companies. Pipedrive's number 2. They're really neck and neck with HubSpot, but they were both built for the small business. So let's cover it and let's take a look. So you've got your HighLevel. A couple of things I want to show you about HighLevel. So remember how I mentioned that it's got all of the different things in one. You've got your website. You can build an online store. You can do webinars. You can do analytics, blogs. You can build a WordPress website. You've got a client portal where you could make a member section. So it's got a lot of web-related things, but it really incorporates all of this into one spot. So where a CRM system is typically, like Pipedrive, is deal-specific. Mr. Tony Stark from Stark Industries comes in and goes through the process from left to right. That's typically what a CRM is meant to do. So the HighLevel has incorporated a lot of the stuff that you need at the startup level. So again, payment opportunities, calendar integrations. Not to say that Pipedrive doesn't have these, it's just this one's more geared. Here's another one, your replacement for Dropbox, media storage. So HighLevel's wonderful about putting all that into one spot and making it for the startup business. So Pipedrive, for you established folks that are using that Excel spreadsheet and you are really looking to get away from it, this is kind of a really simple view of how a new client pipeline could look. We could also do an existing client pipeline, a former client pipeline. We could build quite a good amount. But a deal comes in. A deal lands in a new lead-in phase, maybe from a website or a Facebook ad or a LinkedIn ad, some type of ad. We're driving that person to a landing page. Then we're going to go through the entire process. That is what a CRM is. It allows you to graphically see every single detail, to see the next activity that's going to be due for Mr. Tony Stark. How do I close them? How do I forecast it? There's an entire forecasting section. I go into a quite granular detail. I have a full training series on Pipedrive, as well as a training series on HighLevel that I'm rolling out here in October and November of 2025. I'm building it out daily. So please look at my channel. Please follow back up and subscribe. You'll see more of these videos. And please feel free to ask any questions that you got about Pipedrive or about HighLevel. And if you like them, there's a link on my website or a link on the YouTube page for a discount. I appreciate that. I believe with Pipedrive you get a 30-day trial, so you get an extended long trial. You get the premium, the Works package on both of those softwares, and longer trial periods. Again, my name is Ethan, and I am from EWCRM, and I appreciate you watching my training video today. I hope you got something out of it. Thank you.